Welcome to Elevate with Storytelling, a monthly webinar to help businesses leverage the power of storytelling so they can build their influence and earn more. Today's webinar, Storytelling Masterclass for Businesses, is the first in our series, and I'm extremely grateful to every one of you that have helped us to make this a possibility. The idea for today's event came from Izu Samuel, who is one of the key speakers of today's event. For some time now, we in AClasses have been experimenting with the idea of collaboration and co-creation of valuable content as one of our business models, and it's turning out to be really interesting, I must say. A couple of months ago, I contacted Izu and asked if he was willing to co-create a course with me on storytelling, and he accepted. But later, when I contacted him for the recording of the course, and for some reasons best known to him, he suggested that we rather do a free webinar and maybe consider the course creation later. That was a brilliant idea, and I started to reach out to speakers, 3 of whom are here today. So I really want to thank you, Izu, for your good suggestion. Because of you, we now have an added avenue to serve our audience, and they are here today because they appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Now, for those of you who do not know yet the agenda of the day, each of the speakers, which I'm not one of, is allocated between 25 to 30 minutes maximum to give their lecture. If you have any question to ask, maybe during the speech or in between speeches, write them down in the comment section. We will come back to it during the Q&A after the last speaker has spoken. To make the lecture uninterrupted and harmonious, please, I humbly beg of you, all mics must be turned off except for each current speaker. You will have the chance, believe me, you will have the chance to speak and ask your questions during the Q&A session. Please, I firmly beg of your collaboration so we can have a more appealing event today. Now, the speakers and their key messages. My ongoing introduction will be followed by Izu Samuel, who will speak about storytelling techniques for marketing. After that will be Giacomo La Rosa, speaking on the topic of storytelling for crisis management. Giacomo will be followed by Michael Inoman, who will speak on the startup journey. The last speaker will focus on data-driven storytelling, and he is no other than our very Abraham Oyemare. Now, I know what you are thinking. These are 8 credible values to share today. What if something happens, maybe a connection problem, or your sister is about to deliver a baby and you need to help her? Well, don't worry. The lectures are being recorded and will be available to view later on our website and YouTube channel. Do you want to take your storytelling for business even further? Then consider joining our Storytelling Mastery, where you can start from the ABC of storytelling to some of the most advanced strategies to succeed in your business and professional career. If instead you need one-on-one conversation on how to approach storytelling for your business, then come to aclasses.org/free call and schedule a free 15 minutes conversation, and I will reach out to you to talk about the right storytelling strategy for your business. Again, the web address is aclasses.org/free calls. But what is even AClasses? AClasses is a media company that produces educational content for businesses and professional individuals. The company proudly produces content around the topics of business tips, storytelling, and self-improvement. Of course, you might find a few other topics and subtopics within aclasses.org and the content we share online. But these 3, business tips, storytelling, and self-improvement, are what we are primarily centered around. Now, a few things about me, so at least you know who is talking to you. I am the author of the Storytelling Mastery for Businesses, host of the Obehi podcast, and the founder of AClasses. I am originally from Nigeria and I live in Verona, Italy with my family. I am a full-time content entrepreneur, and I love to help businesses to leverage the power of storytelling so they can build their influence and earn more. Now, this is how I started my storytelling journey. Upon arriving in Italy in the August of 2004, I find myself asking such questions as, who were the first Africans in the city of Verona where I have come to live since then? What has been their experiences away from their homeland? As an immigrant new to the northern Italian city of Verona, how could I learn from them? I could not find any book to read, and some of the information I could find here and there was not satisfactory to me. So I decided to start asking more questions and talking to different people with the idea of writing the first book of the African experiences in the city. The research will take me more than 5 years and result in more than 2 books: The Journey, Africans in Verona, and The Color of Our Children, in addition to some video documentaries which were screened in different schools and cultural centers across northern Italy. Even then, I was still not fully satisfied because there was no real solution to the complaint I have heard from people for more than 5 years, and I was not sure if I have made any real contribution by asking those questions. A little later, exactly on April the 7th, 2019, it occurred to me like a deeper message. I was hospitalized then, and I was thinking a lot about this project I've been working on for a long time. That was when I realized that I really needed to do this. Thinking back to when I was much younger in my hometown of Uromi, Nigeria, and the different books I have written, both published and unpublished, it came to suddenly make sense to me that I was searching for myself, my way of contributing to other people and living a life that really made sense to me. I have since come to appreciate this opportunity of service, of helping other people to find what they truly love and to make their contributions, especially through storytelling and content creation. Well, my ultimate mission through content creation and storytelling is to help people, particularly those within the African diaspora community, to transform their human potential into capital so they can better serve themselves and the society they live in. That is personal to me, and that is why we are here today with these incredible speakers who have decided to add value to you. Now, before I pass the mic to the key speakers of the event, let me briefly touch on the topic of crafting a compelling brand story. I know I'm not the primary speaker of today, but permit me to say a word or two before passing on the mic. What is a compelling brand story? When we talk of a compelling brand story, we're essentially talking about the narrative that can transcend the mere features and function of a product or services. Instead, they weave together the brand essence, value, and purpose into a cohesive and emotionally resonant story. This is what we all need in our businesses. I mean to say that our brand story should go beyond the transactional message so they can create a connection with the audience by tapping into the shared human experiences, aspirations, or challenges. So a well-crafted brand story should captivate and engage. Why not? It should equally immerse consumers in a world where the brand becomes a protagonist in their own journey. In the world of Seth Godin, a highly successful author and entrepreneur, marketing is no longer about the stuff you make, but about the stories you tell. I want us to take a moment to reflect on that. Your brand story is the art of conveying not just what your business does, but why it matters, thereby evoking a sense of identity and belonging. That is what transforms a product into a symbol of lifestyle or aspiration. Yes, our business should be more than just data and statistics, but about the people we are serving, whom we are intentionally invited to join a bigger mission. Some of you might have heard me say sometime that in AClasses, we are planning to set up a huge research center about storytelling in Nigeria sometime in the future. This is so we can better explore the intricacies of storytelling, from oral narration to the science and psychology of storytelling. Our intention is not to make more money, but to better serve the people and make an impact on their lives. At its core, a compelling brand story is an authentic and consistent narrative that unfolds across various touch points, from marketing campaign to user experiences. It should reflect the brand character and authenticity, fostering trust and loyalty among the consumer. So whether through origin story that might highlight the brand root or narrative that showcases its evolution. A compelling brand story should resonate and speak to the heart of the audience. That is how you can have a lasting imprint that goes beyond the immediate transaction and establish a deeper and more meaningful connection. Having said that, what are some of the ways to make your brand story more compelling? Now here is my take on that, starting with authenticity and transparency. Be authentic and transparent. One of the most crucial elements in crafting a compelling brand story is authenticity. Consumers today have become very sophisticated, and I'm sure this is not the first time you have heard that. Entirely on their own, they can smell genuine narrative from those that feel contrived or insincere in their messages, and you want to be seen as genuine. A brand story should therefore be rooted in truth, reflecting the genuine value and principles of the brand. As a word of advice, consider making transparency your true key. Acknowledge challenges, successes, and lessons learned along the way. These are what we add a human touch to your brand narrative. So learn to be open and honest so you can build trust with your audience and foster a deeper connection. I mean the kind of connection that goes beyond mere marketing messages. Yes, there is another important consideration, and is emotional resonance. And this is what it means. To make a brand story truly compelling, it needs to evoke emotion. Whether it's joy, inspiration, nostalgia, or empathy, connecting with the audience on an emotional level helps create a memorable and lasting impression. You don't want to underestimate that, do you? So share stories that tap into universal human experiences or address common challenges if you want to make your brand relatable to your audience. By infusing emotion into the narrative, a brand can create a powerful bond with its audience, thereby turning customers into loyal advocates. Remember that this emotional resonance not only makes the brand more memorable, but also prompt consumers to integrate it into their own personal narrative. What this will do for you is to strengthen the brand-consumer relationship, and you surely need that for your business success. Of course, there are more reasons why you need a compelling brand story. Let me quickly touch on 3 of them. Don't worry, I'm going to be fast. You should consider establishing a connection with your audience. Now, a compelling brand story serves as a powerful tool for building a genuine connection with your target audience. This is because, as I have already said, a brand story goes beyond the surface level aspect of your product or service. Instead, it allows consumers to relate to the value, mission, and personality of your brand. That is the kind of relationship you need with your customers. Now, when people feel a personal connection to a brand, they are more likely to become loyal customers and advocates. So make sure you have a well-crafted story to help you humanize your brand, making it more relatable and fostering a sense of trust and authenticity. There is another benefit: setting your brand apart from the competition. In a saturated market, which is the situation of many out there today, products and services may seem similar in the market, but a unique and compelling brand story can become the perfect differentiator. It sets your brand apart by showcasing what makes it special, whether it's a unique origin, a commitment to social responsibility, or a distinctive approach to solving customers' problems. You need to know this if you are in business. So make sure to develop a memorable brand story. It will help you to create a distinct identity that will resonate with your consumer. This is also what will give them the right reason to choose your brand over your competitors. Last but not the least are brand loyalty and advocate. If your brand story can resonate emotionally with your consumer, then it can become a powerful instrument to build long-term loyalty. When consumers feel a strong connection to your brand narrative, they are more likely to remain loyal over time, making repeat purchases and becoming advocates who recommend your brand to other people. Let me repeat that. Voluntarily, they will help sell your product and services through the word of mouth marketing. And you don't want to underrate that. People are drawn to stories. And when your brand story is compelling, it becomes a powerful tool not only for acquiring new customers, but also for retaining them and turning them into enthusiastic ambassadors for your brand. So pay attention to these tips about your brand story, and you will see a huge success in your business. As I said earlier, I'm not the primary speaker for this event because I am privileged to have great people who have agreed to share their experiences and expertise with you today. The first on this list is Izu Samuel, a prolific speaker, journalist, and communication expert. Dear Izu, the mic is yours, my friend.